She cast a nervous glance at Lyanna, who glared at her with warning eyes. The prince's patience was running out. "I order you to speak the truth." With tears in her eyes, Maya finally broke her silence. She told them everything. How Lyanna had pushed Talia into the river, how she had been transformed into a blue fish, and how she had been feeding her in secret. The entire court fell into a shocked silence. Maya's voice cracked as she revealed Talia's final words. She had forbidden Maya from visiting again, as her transformation was nearly complete. Soon she would lose all traces of her human soul and become a mermaid forever, lost in the depths of the river. The prince's hands clenched into fists. Betrayal had been sleeping under his roof all along. Without hesitation, he ordered Lyanna to be thrown into the palace dungeons while he summoned the oldest elder of the kingdom, a man who knew the ancient ways of appeasing Akosu's river. That evening, the entire royal court, led by the prince, gathered at the river bank. The elder brought sacred offerings, preparing a ritual to plead with the waters to release Talia. The atmosphere was heavy, the air thick with anticipation. The elders began chanting sacred words, calling upon the spirits of the river. The villagers watched in silence, their hearts filled with hope. Suddenly, the water stirred. From the depths, a massive blue fish surfaced. Unlike before, it did not stay in the water. It began to swim towards dry land. The moment the fish's tail touched the dry land, a miraculous transformation began. The shimmering blue scales faded away, the long flowing fins disappeared, and before the eyes of the gathered crowd, Talia emerged, restored to her human form. She stood there, a breathtaking, beautiful woman, her long hair cascading down her back as she took in the sight of the people before her. Maya, overcome with emotion, rushed forward with a cloak, draping it over Talia's shoulder to cover her. Tears welled in her eyes as she whispered, "You are back! You are back, my lady!" Without delay, they returned to the palace. The prince immediately ordered Lyanna to be brought from the dungeons. When Lyanna saw Talia standing before her, her face turned pale. She couldn't look at her, her body trembling with shame and fear. Guilt was etched all over her face, and her knees buckled under the weight of her wicked deeds. With a shaky voice, she confessed everything. How she and her mother, Ione, had planned the entire scheme to take Talia's place and deceive the prince. The court erupted in murmurs. The betrayal had been deeper than they imagined. Without hesitation, the prince sent a message to the king of Akosu, informing him of Lyanna's crime. Soon after, Lyanna was sent back to her village, where the entire kingdom learned of her treachery. The people of Akosu were outraged. As punishment, Lyanna and her mother Ione were banished from the land, never to return again. With justice served, peace was restored. Talia returned to the palace, and her parents Kagiso and Zoe visited her often. They were filled with pride and joy, grateful that their daughter had escaped her cruel fate. Under the moonlight sky, Talia lived happily, knowing that her kindness had saved her and that no evil could ever triumph over a pure heart. That is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it.